say hi to a happy day and enjoy listening while I read to you a story. Ariel's Nightlights. Princess Ariel loved living on the land. For so long, she had watched the human world from a distance, but now she actually got to learn about it up close. One evening, Ariel and Prince Eric decided to eat dessert on their balcony. To Eric, it was a normal, peaceful night, but for Ariel, nighttime on land was full of fascinating new sights. Nighttime is so different here than it is under the sea, Ariel told Eric. What do you mean? Eric asked. Ariel smiled. Beneath the waves, the only lights we have are glowing jellyfish and a little bit of moonlight that seeps down from the surface, she explained. But here on land, you have fire that you can use to light up the night. Eric smiled at Ariel. Fire isn't the only thing on land that lights the night, he said. I know something else I think you'll love. Eric put out the torches, leaving the balcony in darkness, but not total darkness. Ariel's eyes widened as she spotted a bunch of small bright sparks zipping through the air around them. With the torches lit, she hadn't been able to see them. What are they? She explained. They're a lot smaller than the jellyfish we had under the sea. Prince Eric chuckled. They're called fireflies, he said. He caught one and then opened his hand so Ariel could look at it. Ariel carefully reached for the firefly, gasping in delight as it lit up again. The firefly flew out of Eric's hand. Soon it was almost lost among dozens of its friends. They're lovely, Ariel said. They move through the air as easily as fish through the water. Does everything remind you of fish? Eric teased gently. Ariel laughed. Not everything, she replied. Actually, these fireflies remind me much more of something else. Ariel pointed upward. Countless tiny points of light twinkled far overhead. The stars? Eric guessed. Yes, Ariel said. Fireflies look as if they could be tiny stars that have come to live on land, just like I did. Eric raised his eyebrows. I never thought of it that way. It's too bad there's so much light coming from the palace, Ariel said. It makes it hard to see all the stars. What do you mean? Eric said. There are plenty of stars out tonight. Not as many as I could see when I used to sneak up to the surface, Ariel told him. I suppose it's easier to see them out there because it's so much darker. I suppose you're right, Eric agreed. Even if I put out every torch in the palace, there would still be light coming from the village and the farms nearby. Ariel grabbed his hand. Then let's go where there are no villagers and no farms, she said. Can we please? I want to see the stars, all of them. Eric looked surprised but nodded. I'll summon a carriage. Soon the carriage arrived. Eric and Ariel climbed aboard and rode out through the palace gates. Their carriage traveled through the village and along a windy path up into the rolling countryside. They passed several farms with animals sleeping in the fields. The farther they traveled from the lights of the village, the darker the world around them grew. Finally, the carriage came to a stop at the top of the largest hill. Hopping out of the carriage, Ariel looked around. Far, far below, she could just make out the faint glow of the palace on the horizon. A few lights shone in the houses in the village. but their light didn't reach that far up into the hills. Ariel turned slowly in circles, looking up at the night sky. It seemed there were even more stars to see there than when she had looked at the sky from the ocean. "Oh, Eric, this is perfect," she said. Ariel and Eric walked through the soft grass. Eric laid out a blanket. Ariel sat down, turning her eyes toward the sky. She was amazed. "Look," she told Eric, "now we can see all the stars." Eric lay back, crossing his arms behind his head and taking it in the view of the night sky. "You were right, Ariel," he said. "I've never seen so many stars. There are too many to count." "Do you think they each have a name?" Ariel asked. Eric chuckled. "I'm sure they do, though it would be impossible to know all of them." Ariel gazed upward and sighed. "It's nice to be able to look at the stars," she said. "When I lived under the sea, I wasn't supposed to visit the surface, so I never really got to study the sky." "Doesn't that group of stars over there look like a ship?" "It does," Eric said. "And those stars could be a dog. And over there, I think I can see a trident, like the one your father carries." Ariel pointed at another set of stars. "Those look like my friend Sebastian," she said. Ariel and Eric laughed as they pointed out different shapes in the stars. Suddenly, one of the stars seemed to fall from the sky. Ariel gasped. "Did you see that?" she cried. "That bright star there, it's moving. Look, there's another one." "Those aren't stars," Eric told her. "It must be a meteor shower." Ariel watched the falling meteors. "They're beautiful," she said. "I guess I was right after all." Eric looked over at her. "You were right about what?" Ariel smiled as the twinkling stars reflected in her eyes. "The stars really do want to come down to land." The end. I hope you enjoy listening to the story, Ariel's Night Lights. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to listen to more of our favorite book stories. See you soon.